There it goes. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. All right. Do I want this device to what? Oh, I plugged my phone into my computer. Don't allow. We don't need to see that. Cool. Hope you guys are doing well today. Happy, what day is it? Thursday? Is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Happy Thursday. Glad you guys are here. Let me go ahead and set up all this stuff that I normally set up. It's not that much. I'm waiting for the game to start. I don't know if you can see it. I got a spinning wheel right there. It goes. It fixed itself. Woo! Gotta love when it fixes itself. Once the game's live, I'll be able to switch to a different window and fix my chats. See all that cool stuff. Spirits of the Amazonia today. More spirits of the Amazonia. That's what we're doing. Pretty excited about it. Are you excited about it? I'm excited about it. It's Green Hell. I'm always excited to play Green Hell. Oh, we getting into it? That's fight music. Who are we fighting? What's happening? I don't like this. I don't like that I'm about ready to spawn in and the fighting music has immediately started while my loading bar is still happening. This isn't the type of game where you get raided in the night by enemies. They show up randomly and you hear them chanting from a distance. But this is super weird. I'm actually kind of intrigued because this is a long loading screen too. Kind of want to know what's taking so long. Oh, music stopped. What happened? What's going on here? Ridiculous. I'm gonna fix my chats in the meantime. What? Why are you being lame? Okay, there we go. Let's click out of Green Hell for a minute. We'll give that a second to fix itself. In the meantime, what up, TikTok? Oh, I hear rain. I hear everything is okay. All right. I'm looking at the preview. I'm not inside the game right now. We look all right. We look like everything's okay. Cool. So let me just get everything else set up. Just take a minute. But yeah, hope you guys are ready for an exciting one. I don't know if we can call this one exciting. We're just going to be doing a lot of base building. That's exciting to me. If you ask me, that's exciting to me. But got to get through a bunch of just these chats real fast, and that's what's slowing everything down is I got to get Chrome working. Anyway, come on, YouTube. Work faster. Almost done. I have no idea why my browser is working this slow right now just to see my chats. Oh, there it is. Cool. Pop out that chat. What is going on, Alco? Sorry it took me so long to see your chat there. My apologies. Let's go ahead and move this down. Alright, chats are done. Sorry about that. Always the most annoying part about setting up multi-streaming is being able to see every single chat simultaneously. What's up, gamer? Good to see you. Alright, back into the game. Whew. Whew. All over the place. Hang on. Get my bearings. So, yeah, weird that we had the battle music going.
I need to rest.
No battle music happening. Alright, so it looks like we're going to start our day off by sleeping. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and do that. I need to remake my bed. We just started putting together the actual structure of this, and all I'm doing is a basic survival base here. I'm not doing anything fancy, probably not even going to do that many decorations. If any decorations, so unnecessary. All I need to do right now is just make sure that we stay alive. Alright, so first things first, let's eat breakfast. Get that done. A little bit of that. What do we still need? Water and a little bit of fat. Make that happen. So water. Should be be enough. Yep. Cool. Why are you flipped over? Don't be flipped over. Yeah. Flip yourself right side up. Take that stick. All right. So cool. With that being said, we got to just find some fat. Coconuts would give us a little bit of fat. Don't want to deal with that, though. Would love to find some nuts. And so let's venture out and go look for nuts real fast. There's some right there. Easy enough. Pine nuts. Perfect. All right. That should get us all the food sources that we need to get going. Yep. All right. So when we last left off, let's see, what are we working on? We got mud on the bottom that we're filling, and then we got a whole second story. Let's go ahead and finish the first story. I almost want to turn... Hang on, let me deconstruct this wall. I want to check one thing real fast. What's the name of the game? This game is called Green Hell. It's one of the hardest survival games. Personal opinion, of course. It's one of the harder survival games that has ever been created. Highly recommend it. Great game. But yeah, definitely a trickier survival game. A lot of people, they say that they play it for like 10 minutes. They get slaughtered immediately because they don't understand a lot of the systems, because it's got a learning curve to it. And then they have to just kind of start over, or they never pick it up again, one or the other. I feel like I should have brought my sled because I need to bring back 4 logs. But anyway, I'm expanding the base just to add a little shed here, so that way I can put my bed off to the side instead of having it. Heard that tribal. I wonder if he's still breakdancing. I have a breakdancing tribal. He keeps like spinning around in circles inside of the cave. And so, which is cool. He's getting like glitched out, which is amazing to me, that I just don't have to deal with this. Let's see if he's spinning. Yep, see him? My breakdancing tribal. Amazing. Alright. Before I do anything stupid, just double checking for scorpions. Like, I appreciate them. What's up, bro? Oh, how did I miss that? Didn't even get out of the way. But yeah, you can see all of the other weapons that I've left behind from killing these dudes so many times and just getting them right here. Whatever, he's a hunter. We might get some more tribal arrows. That's something, if you're not familiar with this game, you want to harvest all the hunters that you kill, because sometimes you find extra arrows on them, which I know is kind of weird, but it's true. Alright, ditch his meat, because we don't want to become a cannibal. Keep only our 3 bones on us, and then onward. And then over here, this is how close I am to enemies right now. I got 3 that are camped out over there that are basically just watching me build my base, which I love. I haven't bothered taking them out. You can get a good shot of them, a good angle of them over here. See what I'm talking about? Hey, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate that. Let's see if I can get them without setting them off. You can kind of see them over there. There's 1 over there and then 2 over here. So, yeah. We are deep in enemy territory right now. But yeah, appreciate that, gamer. Mighty kind of you. Alright, 2 more trees, or 2 more logs. What's buzzing over here? Something was buzzing there. Alright, 2 more logs. There's 1 log. Kind of like that. Go ahead and just take the other log right here. Okay, don't need those bones.
Oh no.
Yep, saw it coming.
You gotta be kidding me.
There we go. Okay, and then long stick. Not too worried about those coconuts right now. We'll be filling up some storage of coconuts soon. You stay out of there. Alright. That's why I like this base location. Literally every single thing that you could possibly need is at this base location. But it's a tricky location to get to. Because you have to... it is an enemy camp. And then you have to destroy the enemy camp. Oh, no, damn it. That was the wrong button. Alright, let's go get another stick. There it is. But yeah, we got to go back and get a bunch of coconuts and a bunch of other resources in a little while. Okay, craft. That's what I meant to do. And then grab this. And then one piece of rope. There we go. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Thank you. So the big thing is, once we get the base set up, is I'm going to be creating kind of a funnel type system defensively to funnel all the enemies into the same path every single time, and then be able to launch the horde mode, and hopefully they don't try to destroy my walls or my structures. They just try to go down the path, which is going to be lined with traps. PC only? No. So this is available on consoles. I think if you go to like the Xbox or the PlayStation, they have all but one update added to them. They're missing the most recent one, the Anteater update. But if you play on the Nintendo Switch, you're basically never going to get the full game. And so I don't recommend the Switch version, but all the console versions are pretty much up to date, pretty good to go. Yeah, the Switch version, for some reason, I don't know the history behind it or anything like that, but supposedly the developers sold the publishing rights to another studio exclusively on the Switch, so that way they could kind of just create a little bit. Oh, no, not that short wall. It's the wrong short wall. So that way they could basically publish it on the Switch, but it never got updated past the metal update, and so it's missing a big chunk of it. Okay, this is the walls that I'm trying to do. Little brick walls here. Yeah. All right, cool. So now that that's done, we can go back to getting some concrete, or not concrete, but mud bricks. Like this deforesting that we're doing, we're gonna have to keep doing it to make this path wider. I want to see the enemies as they come up for the horde mode. All right, here we are at brick production. Go ahead and pause for a second, make sure that we don't have any enemies come in. I need to get some campfire ash. Okay, no worries. Just gonna make some bricks real fast. I do love that I said that this is one of the hardest survival games ever made, and then so far it has been like the easiest survival so far to date, and so we'll see. We'll see. I see you over there, Rattlesnake. Okay. Alright, let's get this done. I remember when I first started playing this game, I had no idea that mud even existed. And then I saw somebody's playthrough and they stepped into the mud shower, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh my god, there's a shower in this game? Yeah, there is. Complete game changer. In some locations, like the airport, you have to kind of like trick the game into letting you build the showers, because you can't get mud up there. So this game's pretty interesting. I like the exploits of this game. There's a lot going on. As much as I want to take another tortoise shell, I don't want to be greedy. Like, I don't need this tortoise right here. There's a small part of me that wants to take it. It's the other thing. Like, as I said, every single thing that you possibly need is at this location. And so, like, you don't have to worry about the tortoises, you don't have to, or like bowls, you don't have to worry about coconuts, you don't have to worry about food, because there's like pigs to hunt right next to you. Like, there's literally every single thing at this location if you're doing Spirits of the Amazonia. And there's only like 3 places where you can set up those are just pigs. There's only 3 locations to set up the Eternal Flame in the first map of Spirits. And so it's super interesting to watch where some people decide to set it up. This location, though, is like the ideal location for Spirits. Alright, so here we are with our cart. I've always wanted to see what the cart looks like when you drag it behind you, because sometimes I hear it and I'm like, yeah, you're not on the ground right now. Alright, let's get this done. So the front half of this base, those two platforms up there, they are going to be open, while everything else is going to be enclosed. So that way, if I choose, I can sit on the top of my base and try to snipe people. I heard something. Okay. Well, that was all the mud bricks I could get. How's my fire doing? Oh, my fire went out. No. Should have checked that before I left. Whatever. Needed that charcoal anyway. Not a big deal. More of a pain than anything. Alright, let's go this way this time. The amount of times I've fallen off that rock right there. Ridiculous. So I'm always like, I'm pretty due for a jaguar or a puma attack or something along those lines. And so this is kind of interesting. But either way, we gotta actually wait a little while for this the mud to be ready. Go ahead and take care of this though. There we go. Okay. Oh, cool. That actually took no time at all. I like doing this in the rain because it requires the water to fill everything up. So it definitely makes things a lot easier to make your mud when it's raining. Love it. I also love the animation because I want to know how that hand motion right there makes 6 uniform bricks. But you know, not everything in a survival game can be hyper realistic, right? Alright, this annoys me. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, building with mud. I think it's better in terms of aesthetics, in terms of defenses, functionality, etc. But there's a lot of aspects of it. Oh, you know what? I need to focus on getting some mud structures done too. I've been so worried about building my base that I haven't really bothered with any of the like survival mechanisms. And so I don't have a water filter because I'm right next to this amazing pond, so I can just go get water whenever I need it. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm kind of neglecting in this base. Sounds good. See you in a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to fix something real fast. Just realized that TikTok, I don't have my TikTok chat on the screen. Hey, Save Me. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you over there. Sorry about that, TikTok. Whenever I click off of the screen, I end up like hiding the TikTok chat because of where I position it on top of my my streaming service. And so, yeah, I always run into that issue. I'm full, right? Yeah, we're full. Okay, let's get back to the base. So as much as I want to finish the base, I almost want to build a water thing real fast. And then reposition a few things too, water-wise. Debating right now. Nah, let's finish at least the ground floor. We don't need to do much more than that. But it's already night. Actually, I have no idea what time it is. What time is it? Yeah, okay. Alright. I love the audio design of this game, though. That's one of my favorite parts, is when you're in the jungle and you hear all the howler monkeys and the stuff, like the different birds. It's fantastic. Okay, next up is right here. What's that? Ah, dead centipede I killed. Oops. Do really enjoy having the full mud shelter this time. I did this the last time I did spirits. I did a wood base just for convenience and ease. And so doing it with mud is much more satisfying, if I can be honest. Okay. All right. So we're ready for another round of mud. Do we have any charcoal? We have 1 piece of charcoal. Go ahead and harvest that. Grab 2 more. Welcome back. Good to see you. So what I'm thinking, in terms of like utility stuff, really I just need a water filter. I don't need much more than that. Yeah. Alright. So we're going to go ahead. Didn't want it this way. I wanted to rotate it around. Go ahead and put this guy here. Like that. And then how many tortoise bowls do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My God. Unnecessary. Definitely have way too many of them. Like, do not need that many of them. But water collectors. Do 1 here. I don't want to have it overhang. Yeah, definitely don't want to have it overhang. Alright, you know what? 1 water collector. That's what we're going to have. Right? No, I don't even want a water collector. No, yeah, okay. I was overthinking it for a second, but like I do not want to have a water collector. Because if I have a water collector, it's just more for them to be able to destroy. But if I'm just collecting rainwater, knowing that I can just go take a flask down to my little pond down below, then who cares, right? Like, who cares? Let's go ahead and just switch our water collection to the front, so that way we don't have to deal with that nonsense. Yeah, just slightly over. Nope, too far. There we go. I wish you could organize it a little bit cleaner when you drop stuff out of your inventory, but beggars can't be choosers. All right. And we got a cooking pot on the other side here, so I don't even care about the cooking pot being used for water. There we go, 125 water collection right there, and I'm not going to bother doing anything. Yeah. All right. Break on... Let's get rid of this coconut bowl. Let's take a break on working on the structure here. Got to go hunt for tomorrow and get some wood. So let's go hunt for tomorrow and go get some wood. Gonna stop off and go get some bananas too. Gotta love when they are just like right next to your base like this. Love it. Fantastic. Okay. So yeah, a lot more building to do, a lot more just kind of setting up to do, but getting into the traps is going to be a big part of this. Don't care about this stuff. Want to keep all 3 of those pieces of meat. Okay. Let's go get some wood. So as much as I want to kind of go and just keep doing all this the brick production, I also want to make sure that I have all the other stuff I need, because there is a season cycle in Green Hell, and it catches everybody off guard the first time they make it long enough for there to be a season cycle in the game. But this game doesn't rain for days and days and days. This game doesn't rain for I think about 20 days after day 20 or so. And so it's unpredictable about when you're gonna lose your production, or your main resource, water. Alright, banana tree. This banana tree always has bananas. Take these two for later. Let this thing regrow. Okay. There we go. Come back and get a bunch of these sticks too. Okay. Let's see here. That's a good one. Chop. In Spirits of the Amazonia, they added these like spiked trees that you run into every once in a while, and they're so stupid. They're real trees, like they really exist. So I probably shouldn't say that they're stupid, but long story short, if you touch one, you get poisoned, and so or like try to chop one down with a one-handed axe, you get poisoned, and so yeah, super interesting. Is this one of them? Nope, it's a good tree. Why am I so over encumbered? I guess it's all the food I'm carrying. Oh well. Alright, so there's 8 logs. That's enough for half of the things I need up the top. But we still have these long sticks. Where's the other one? There should be 2. Where's the other one? Should be 2. That's silly. Super silly. Okay. Guess we'll only add 1 in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and eat some of these bananas just to bring down our total weight here. That didn't do anything. We're still super heavy. Alright, well, it's almost bedtime too, so I'm not too worried about getting all this done. But if we can at least finish a majority of the stuff on top, yeah, we'll be in good standing. Should be another long stick around here. Where is it? It's crazy. Keep losing long sticks when they fall. I'm sure we'll find it eventually, but still. Just annoying. That's one thing that I should focus on doing, is getting rid of the brush around this production area that I have. Because I mean, there's a lot of it, and like this approach, there's absolutely no clearing done, so you can barely even see the trail, like a bear trail or something, but in the jungle. All right, man, it is actually in a weird way. It's coming together. So we'll take that. Okay, so the thing that I need to really focus on is getting this done first. What's the story of this game? It's a really good story for a survival game. Let me try to figure this out without doing spoilers. So you go into the Amazon in search of I'm going to have to be ultra vague to prevent giving you any spoilers, but you go into the Amazon in search of something that is insanely beneficial to the entire world. But because of a series of misfortunate events, come on, there we go. Because of a series of misfortunate events, you are no longer really man, this is hard to do without spoilers. I legitimately am having trouble trying to figure out a way to do this without spoilers. But you're an anthropologist who gets lost in the Amazon trying to find something. And that's kind of the best I can give you without spoiling the entire game for you. It's an insanely good game. I think I've mentioned this a few times. I highly recommend this game to every single person who likes survival games, because it is a hard game. And like, I don't know. I play games like The Forest and Sons of the Forest, and I'm like, wow, this is the easiest survival game possible. But this actually, my first playthrough of this game was about 15 minutes. This is a way that I can explain how hard this game is. And in 15 minutes, I ran into a cave, got bit by a scorpion, ran out of the cave to try to figure out how to heal myself, got bit by a snake, got like 3 stacks of venom, and I started getting dehydrated from my fever. Ended up passing out from just being so tired, and I died in my sleep from dehydration. That was all within like 15 minutes of play too. And so like it is an insanely tricky game. But once you've reached a point where you understand, like, oh, I have a laceration, I need to find an anthill. What? You know, that type of thing. That's how this game works. And so, yeah. It's definitely a very, I don't want to call it like an advanced survival game, but there's no other way to explain it aside from this is an advanced survival game. It's like in the same realm as like games like DayZ and stuff. Which, I mean, can we talk about how tricky DayZ is? Wow. Alright, gonna have to get more logs just to finish doing the top here. But I want to finish that water filter first, because once the water filter is done, it's gonna start collecting all the other stuff I need. Should have actually organized that a little bit better so I could have used all these sticks. Beautiful. I'll at least get one of these done. So that's one of the frames that's not going to matter that much. It's going to be an outside frame, so it's going to be covered in small walls as opposed to the big ones. Okay. So let's go ahead and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more logs. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, okay, we can do it in one trip. I'm just going to wait for all of these meals to finish. And then time is up. Should actually probably sleep. It's 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Oh, I need to relocate this. But, like, yeah. I need to relocate my bed. I guess it really doesn't matter, but yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm gonna fix it. Oh yeah, and it's a little bit further than that. So you can't just eat random stuff. You need to know what nutrition has. So you have to monitor your protein, your carbs, your fats, and your water consumption. In addition to that, there's all these different, I mean, like the guidebook that I have open right now explains a lot of it. But there's all these different plants that you have to understand and understand like what they do, so that way you can survive. There's all these different status effects that you need to know how to fix, and this book doesn't get filled until you've dealt with it at least once. And so it is the type of game where it's trial by fire. Fantastic game though. All right, so I don't need a fancy bed. I just needed a bed. And so we're going to put in this bed right here. As I said, don't need a fancy one. Just needed a bed. And I wanted it off to the side. I only got 3 palm leaves for destroying my own bed. I love it. I have a bunch of them just sitting about. So just grab a bunch and get it done. You stay off those stupid centipedes that they added in one of the more recent updates. For some reason, they always trip me up. And I used to play this game on mute, and so I never would hear them. And I'd have to like rely on my eyes to see them. Never would work. All right, full. There we go. Cool. All right, well, we got our bed set up now. How's our fire doing? Doing good. We just need to add 1 plank to it, and we should keep it going for a while. or at least overnight. Now that we've created a fire, I don't want to let it go out. Just want to continuously have that light source. Alright, what was that, day 15? I think that was day 15. I'll have to check in just a second here. Alright, time to wake up. 1 p.m. Yeah, definitely time to wake up. What day is it? Yeah, today's day 15, actually. That was day 14. Okay. Alright. Have something to drink real quick. And we should just be able to eat one of these and a banana, and we should be good for the day. Okay. Cool. So let's go collect mud at this point. What would I have done, like, personally? I don't know. I think, like every dude out there, I've envisioned the scenario a bunch of times. My wife and I, actually, we watch a lot of those survival TV shows, like Alone and Naked and Afraid and stuff like that. Naked and Afraid is overproduced, though. Like, that show's overrated. But shows like Alone, that's a crazy good bushcraft survival show and stuff like that. How many days could I kind of comfortably survive in the wilderness? It would come back down to like missing my family and stuff like that. And so like that's when I feel like I would bail on a situation if I was in like a survival type situation. So yeah, it would depend on how much I'm missing my family at that point in time. I feel like I could survive a good amount of time. Like I have a handful of good survival skills. Like for instance, I know how to make fire without like a lighter, matches, or a fire starter.
Yeah.
Like I've done that before. There's other things that I can do, like I can make shelters and stuff like that. And so it's not too tricky. You just kind of have to think logically, and if you have a logically minded brain, survival, it's more of a mental game. It's just you have to understand how to do certain things skill wise to make it happen. What about yourself though, gamer? Curious about that. Okay, there's the last one, and then let's fill up our mud again. I think I've mentioned this before, but I always run 3 mud mixers. Not because like you need it. Obviously the cart, as you can see, only fits 2. But when you run 3 mud mixers, you sorry, I thought I heard chanting. When you run 3 mud mixers, you don't have to worry about the campfire ash as long as you just keep things going. Which, of course, I'm out of campfire ash there. Those 2 are going to be able to produce bricks for me, though. And so I can come back and get another shipment of bricks. Or pick up of bricks, rather. Without worrying too much about it. Not too shabby. So many coconuts on the ground over here, though. There you go. There you go. I think, like, because somebody has asked me before, like, how long I would last in a zombie survival situation or, like, the end of the world. And at the end of the day, it comes back down to, like, my vision and my eyesight. I have terrible eyes. And so I wear contacts. But if I were being honest with myself, like, I wouldn't go out into the wilderness and survive with contacts. I'd wear my glasses. And so if my glasses broke, I'm coming home. You know what I mean? So I guess that would really be the best way of looking at it. All right, so this giant structure that we've been working on in the front, this is, woof. That's how jumpy this game makes me. That bird shadow, for some reason, when I came around this edge, with how this wood looks, I thought there was a tribal right in front of me. And like that legitimately like kind of freaked me out a little bit. I'm on edge because like I should have gotten attacked by a jaguar by now. I should have gotten attacked by something. And so I know that with how this game works, something's on the way very soon. Like I'm due for an attack. All right, I need to add more planks to you. It sounds weird. Like I know I could be putting sticks on the fire, but planks work so well. And with how I construct things, it makes so much more sense to be using the planks instead of just letting them sit around and do nothing. Okay. Handful more bricks and we should be good to go, but let's go ahead and finish this thing while we're at it. So we start off with a bamboo stick. I think I have one over here. Yep. There we go. All right, next up we got rocks, right? Charcoal, 6 pieces. 6, there we go. What's the name of the game, Nolan? This is Green Hell. A great game. Okay, now we need heavy rocks, or big rocks, rather. I think it's 3. No, 8. 8 regular stone. I don't think I have any stone right now. Yeah, I have no stone. Alright, so let's get some stone and then simultaneously also get some large rocks. Wow, this is super convenient. I'm pretty sure it's just 3 big stones. So if we find more than 3, we'll just start harvesting them for the other small ones. There we go, there's 3. Heard that centipede as soon as I put it down too. Love it. Love when we can beat the centipedes. Alright, so over here, yep, there's a big one. Harvest. Should be some more big ones around here. I do want to cut some of this brush down, so that way I can see a little bit better. But it's not necessary. Like, don't really need it. Alright, might as well grab that resin. Keeps taunting me, but I'm gonna need it if I decide to keep going with the actual, like, quest of Spirits of the Amazonia. But I haven't really bothered with that. Alright, there's 6 pieces of stone. Was it 6 or 8? I can't remember. Let's go check. 8. 2 more. 2 more stones. Come on. Oh, I think I see a big stone. Nope, just part of that rock. That's unfortunate. There's some big stones. Love it. Alright, get on back here and let's finish this water filter. Okay, 3 big stones. I already have those ready to go. I should probably work on my storage soon, but oh well. All in due time, right? Sounds good. Sounds good. Appreciate you hanging out with me as long as you did. Oops. That wasn't right. Put it inside. Oh, beautiful. And we did it before it stopped raining, too. So this thing's going to actually fill up on both sides with clean water, which is amazing. Okay, check our fire. Still looking good. Got some bricks here. Let's go get some logs. Logs and sticks. That's the name of the game right now. I could just actually just get a bunch of logs now that I think about it. Kind of makes more sense in the long run. I will on Friday. Probably going to be either doing more Green Hell like this because I've actually, personally, I've been enjoying it. And typically whenever I find that in a game that we're running, I'll try to keep that going as long as possible. But if not, a bunch of other projects that I have on the plate to get started. We mainly just film base building content, and so if that's what you're into, get ready for that. Come on now, let's fix this sled and go get our other components here. It's my long sticks. I always do that. I always lose my long sticks here. Alright, whatever. I'm also, in a weird way, listening all around me. Because that jaguar or puma is going to hit any second. I can just feel it. Alright, come on. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I really need to get rid of some of the brush. So I can just see my sticks. But I've yet to find a machete. And, like, as much as I could use an axe to clear it out, it's just such a pain. You know, if I just bring back logs, I'm not going to be that unhappy with myself. I think I need 12 long sticks, so. Just for what we're currently working on, and then I'm going to need more long sticks once I put the walls in and the roofs. Either way. Alright, I'm done with the brush. Let's clear it out. Clear it out. I do love how you get small leaf piles for doing this. And then, I'll be honest with you, I always forget about them. They just sit in my inventory for the longest time. As I said, clear it out. Don't want this anymore. Love it. Come on now. There we go. Little baby one. Fantastic. Okay. Good progress. Ditch a bunch of these leaves. Yeah, it happens. For some reason, with where I currently live, that happens fairly frequently, where there's occasional lag dropouts. I try to fix it with like some of the settings on my end, but there's truly not much I can do. It's just my ISP being lame. Hey, look, I found one of the sticks that I was talking about. It's kind of convenient when you literally find the thing that you need. All right, back to chopping some stuff down here. We already lost our daylight, which is fine. I'm not too worried about building in the daylight, which benefit of being a streamer, right? I have to keep my gamma so high in these types of games that so you guys can see the gameplay at night. And so it's super convenient for me because it gives me an excuse to play these really dark games a little bit lighter than normal. And so I can basically see in the dark. Alright, let's go find another source of sticks. Here's actually several in a row. This is perfect. Oh, okay. Did not expect that to be a log tree. Seems really big for a log tree. Alright, I needed 12. That's kind of the goal of what we're looking for here is a minimum of 12 of these sticks. So these last two, but I feel like we should just bring, let's just bring back exactly what we want and need. Long stick 1, long stick 2, wood for the fire. Let's get back. Don't know if I'm gonna bother with like sconces for torches and stuff like that. It's been raining for like 3 days straight, which means that the wet season is coming to an end very soon. Yes. Yes. Oddly enough, I know exactly what you're saying. Yes, this is Green Hill. Alright, what is so over encumbering here? This. Get rid of that, and then we shouldn't have that problem anymore. Yep. Perfect. Alright, let's see here. Yes, yeah, I only speak English, unfortunately. I wish I learned more languages growing up. But never really had the opportunity. When I was offered an opportunity to do a language in high school, I did Spanish for first like 2 years, and then I switched over to Latin, which, I mean, Latin's a dead language and stuff like that, but you learn a lot of vocabulary. You learn a lot of how like words are formed and things like that, and so it's pretty handy. I've found a good use out of it. All right, last 2 here. Let's go ahead and put some more wood on the fire too. Just finish this off real fast with the ropes. Fantastic. All right, a couple of them done. Should make some soup one of these days. It's been a while since I've had soup. Okay. Keep that fire burning. I do love, one of my favorite parts about this game is that the ground will always stay wet and raining, even if we're inside of like a mud structure. And so it's those little tiny details that get missed. Still super funny. Okay, what was I doing? Rope. How do I understand what you said if I only speak English? So English is a derived language. It was not one of the original languages. And so English is derived from Germanic languages, which come from Eastern and Western European countries and things like that. And so in recognizing several of the letters that you're using, I was able to piece it together because the English language is filled with cognates, which are words that sound the same in other languages as they do in English. And so that's how. There's a lot of them, like our language has stolen so many other words and languages and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of them in like Spanish and stuff like that. Okay, let's get that done. All right, so as I mentioned, yeah, I live over in California. So as I mentioned, we're doing this a little bit differently up top here. Let's get over to our half walls. No, so I run 2 streams. I run, I'm sorry, actually, with all those characters, I don't exactly know how to refer to you as, but I run 4 different streams simultaneously. And so if what platform are you on? You're on one of our YouTubes. But either way, I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Promise I'm a good person. Okay, so let's put windows here, here, and back here. So, okay, we got somebody from Sweden. We got somebody from Norway. Fantastic. You know, it's ironic. We went through our audience one day, and we found out that like 60, 70% is from Europe. Which, I mean, is whatever. It's not like it's an issue or anything. But it's just kind of just interesting how me here in Southern California, we get so many people from Europe and stuff like that, which is awesome. I enjoy it. Well, I'm glad that you don't hate Base Legend. That's fantastic. All right, so this is what the upstairs is going to look like. So that way I have some sniper nests or access up here to shoot down. There's some larger enemies that come in later rounds, and so we have to get ready. We have to get ready for it. All right, so I guess we're back to... Now we need sticks, don't we? Yeah, I need long sticks before I can do anything. So that's not a problem. I'll just put these up there real fast. Do I have any more? Do I have any more in storage? There we go. Got 2 more over there. Can I? Haha! Don't even have to climb the base. No worries, gamer. It was a pleasure meeting you, man. Hope to see you again. But yeah, we stream pretty much every day on this channel. It's me and somebody else who do the majority of the content, and then a third person does videos every once in a while as well. But yeah, we try to stream at least every day. So if it's not me, say hi to Jay. It's our other streamer. Well, I mean, I can't speak necessarily to that one. Either way. What's interesting though is that I'm only seeing your chats inside of Streamlabs. I'm not seeing them inside of the actual YouTube chat. That was weird. Don't know why this just launched like it did, but oh well. And so, either way, kind of random. Not complaining. Let's see, what do we got over here? Oh, we got leeches. That's what we got. Where are the leeches? They're there. Okay. I want to make soup tonight. It's been a little while since I've made soup. Hang on 2 seconds. It's one of my clients, and I actually have to, like, we're trying to retain some accounts, so I want to make sure that we're good. Yeah, gonna make a quick phone call. Sorry about that. I had a phone call that I had to take. This is going to sound super weird because this channel is so tiny, but I'm a full-time YouTuber, and we run 2 different channels. One is financial news related, and so that was one of my clients calling to ask if I could handle something for them, and so I'm going to handle that later tonight. But yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You're not you're bad at all. It's just kind of the nature of the game. And so when you have clients, you kind of have to stop everything you're doing to make sure that your clients are happy with you. Which, I mean, I don't complain about that. It's just part of the life I live. Okay, so we finished. I'm pretty sure we've done all of our stick production. Yeah, no worries. You're good. You're good. You're good. I do speakerphone so that way I can keep gaming while I have to do phone calls and stuff like that. Because it's just, it happens randomly. Alright, we'll go put some of the storage away real fast. I didn't need any of those logs, which is awesome. So we can go ahead and move all of these logs into storage. Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. No worries. I've done that a couple times where I didn't realize that my mic was muted or off. And so I appreciate the reminders. I'm never going to be upset if somebody tells me that my mic's not working. Always want to make sure that we put a good show on. Okay, so now we're down to mud, but I need to take a little bit of a breather here. How much time we got left on this? Got about a day left on it. Alright, let's go ahead and we're gonna go hunt for tomorrow, because that's how I always end the day, by going and collecting some meat for tomorrow. Also would love to get some more bananas too while I'm out. I need carbs. I like these pigs that are right next to the base because they give you an insane, and I mean insane, amount of protein, but they don't really give you much, well, they don't give you any carbs, and then they give you just a little bit of fat. Man, he's backwards. I want to shoot him from behind. Thanks for turning. It's like he heard me. That's perfect. She heard me. Alright, take care of that one. What's my name? My name's Kevin. And it's a pleasure to meet you, Oscar. Alright, so there's all of our meat that we need. And then I saw... Where are they? There they are. Some fruit. Ooh, is it finally... No, I thought it was not... For a second, I thought it wasn't raining. It is still rainy. Still raining. Alright, so we'll just hang out here for a second. Let the rain finish washing us, but we'll go ahead and do some cooking. And end the night. What time is it? It's 6 a.m. It's 6:30. I'm sleeping through the mornings lately, and I am not worried about... like the time that I'm building right now. Fantastic. Alright, so one thing that we're going to do first is we're going to make some soup. Beautiful. Now we're going to leave these out to cook for a couple minutes. Gosh, so awesome. Delicious. And nutritious. So that woke us up. I could keep going, I guess, if I really wanted to. In fact, I think I am going to. Hey, Dan. This is Green Hell. One of the better survival games, in my personal opinion. Alright, so that's going to be our next order of business after we get the base done. But the base is going to get done first. Let's refill our flask while we have a moment. Perfect. Alright. So we might as well, yeah, we might as well keep working. Like if we got all this energy from drinking all that soup, we might as well. Hey, don't complain. I can't complain about another Fallout player. I mean, hey, hang on, check it out. Brotherhood of Steel, right there. I even actually have a Fallout New Vegas tattoo on my leg too. And so yeah, definitely my favorite franchise right there. Gotta love it. All right, how much time do I have? Got about 1 minute left on those. I don't want them to burn, but I also don't want to just sit around and do nothing waiting for something to get done. So we're going to go ahead and at least move the cart down there. Yeah, there you go. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got that about 10 years ago. No, not that long. Yeah, maybe about 8 years ago or so. That's when I got my my Brotherhood of Steel tattoo. I released a Mega Vault build in Vault 88 on our channel. Let's see. Favorite type of alcohol, wine, beer. This actually, it's going to come out of left field. I'm a big fan of sake. That's like my drink of choice is sake. I don't know why, but it's so good. And the fact that you don't have to like drink large quantities of it, oh, that's even nicer in my opinion. Fallout 3 was your favorite? Fallout 3 was good. 4, I'll be honest with you. 3 is definitely better than 4 in terms of story. 4 has better mechanics for some of it, I'll say. And then, what's the other one? Fallout New Vegas, I think, is the better game out of all of them because of what Obsidian was able to bring to it as opposed to it just being a Bethesda-only title. And so I personally, I think that it's a good standalone. But no, I agree with your assessment completely. Like 3, you had Mothership Zeta, you had The Pit, you had all those great DLCs. 4, we went to Nuka World and Maine. You know, like, cool, great stuff. But definitely, like, when I think Fallout, that's where my head's at. Hang on. I heard something. I heard, like, a tribal in the distance. And, like, that's fine. There's tribals by my base. Oh, crap. I'm cooking food. Huh. I'm cooking food. We got to get back. I totally... See, I knew I was going to do it, too. I know I was going to forget that I was cooking something. Knew I was going to completely forget about that. Oh, if I burned all of my food and I got to go get another pig, I'm going to be so mad. Haha. Didn't burn the meat. Haha. Good stuff. Okay. Well, now we take this upstairs. I was thinking about putting an elevator in, because that's something that you can add, but either way. Very rage-inducing, I'll give you that one. Am I excited for Forest 3? Absolutely am I excited for Forest 3. Sons of the Forest is probably the game that kind of took our channel from being a no-name channel and like gave us our first video that did over 100,000 views. And so I am a big, big, big Sons of the Forest fan. And as soon as the Forest comes out, we're going to be doing a lot of guides around the base building mechanic. Because I love end night base building. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, was not expecting it to be completely like out of left field with the plot. Was expecting, I kept saying over and over and over again that the next one was going to be called Daughters of the Forest, and it's about Virginia and her kid. But yeah, it took me through a loop. Oh, I completely agree with you. I do the settlement building in Fallout 4, and that's like all that I do is just build a bunch of settlements. Which, I mean, I don't know. I know some people are a little split on the settlement building, but base building is kind of what we do. And so Fallout, that's pretty much all we do whenever we stream Fallout is we just build settlements. Favorite Kelvin or Virginia? Depends on what you need. I mean, Kelvin's your builder, Virginia's your fighter. And so, I don't know. I personally, like, I always roll with both. And then I always just leave Kelvin at the base. Like, because I don't want him to get attacked or anything like that. But I definitely always bring both. Sons of the Forest, it's more of a horror shooter than it is like a survival horror. And so I've always just kind of, I don't know. I've always thought it was kind of silly with how they give you your companions. Overall, oh man, if you're gonna hold me to one, I'm gonna have to say it would be Kelvin, because Kelvin's more practical of a companion, whereas Virginia is just like she is only there for like she's only there for combat. And so that's, if I had to pick between the two, that's who I'm picking. I have logs. What am I doing? All right, so if you're not familiar with what I just set up back here, this is the shower. There you go. That's a way to look at it. That's definitely a way to look at it, Dan. It's you know, it's good when you approach each one of the Fallout games as a standalone. And I think a lot of people, they approach them as games that are supposed to like lead on each other or lean on each other, and they can, but I don't know. I think that's the easiest way to get disappointed. I think I have 4 left. Need 2 logs. So that definitely makes sense to me. I remember the first time I picked it up, I was a little taken back when I first heard my character speak, because that, in my opinion, is what makes Fallout, is having that. Oh, it stopped raining. Oh, there you go. Finally stopped raining. It's been raining for like 3 days straight. But when I finally stopped, or when they finally stopped the unnamed hero arc, I was not a big fan of that. Like, I Fallout games, Skyrim, Bethesda games in general, like, they're unnamed hero games that makes them so immersive. And if you take away that immersion, you've created a situation where your player doesn't care about the main character anymore. And so I think that's why a lot of people are saying a lot of this stuff. Sounds good. You have a great rest of your night, and it was a pleasure you stopping by. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Oh, I agree with that. That Fallout 3 had some of the best stories involved. The Mothership Zeta DLC alone, like Mothership Zeta, is insanely good. And so, yeah, highly recommend that. All right. So since it's no longer raining, we actually have to be the one to do this stuff. It kind of sucks. But either way, not the biggest deal. Just fill that up. Okay. Mix this real quick. So, man, definitely have a lot of rebuilding or building to finish up here. But made some good progress today. I agree with you that the voice actor that they picked for Nate, I'm sure that they are a wonderful person in real life, and I'm not trying to like bash them for who they are or anything like that, but they picked a very unique sounding character for a game as gritty as Fallout. Because, like, don't get me wrong, Fallout is absurd, but it is still a gritty game. I mean, yes, it's absurd, but you're still blowing people's heads off, and like brain matter's flying everywhere and things like that. You kind of need to have a little bit of both worlds, in my opinion. And you need to have like a grittier sounding character. Like, I don't know, we went from Liam Neeson in Fallout 3, and what's his name? Is it Michael McDowell? Those characters in Fallout, we went from that down to I don't remember any of the current voice actor names in Fallout 4. But yeah, it's not like it's a big deal or anything like that, but it was just kind of a silly thing to me when I first realized that my character could talk in Fallout 4. Alright, so I'm washing myself because I'm going to need to go to bed soon. I'm building a shower. I was hoping to get the shower done before it stopped raining. So I'm really hoping that I didn't just trigger the dry season. We shouldn't be there by now. Like, we should have several more days before dry season. But we still have a lot more to do before then. Alright, let's turn it around. But yeah, this is, I think, the biggest like shortcoming in Green Hell right here is with the mud shower. You can't fill the mud shower up with water. It has to be purified rainwater, like clean rainwater coming down. And so I couldn't even like get to the top of this thing and just pour water into it and then have a shower. I think it's so silly because that's like what I would do in real life is just get water from my pond, put it in top of this thing, and then be able to take showers. But instead, you have to wait for it to rain, and so that's what we are waiting on right now. Yep, it's the under discussed part about Fallout. I think the TV show, I don't know if you've watched any of the TV show, but that's something that the TV show was able to capture really, really well, is how gory the Fallout universe is, and how a lot of people who are not really into that, like, did not expect that. I remember the first scene when, like, Lucy goes to Philly, and there's the big shootout with the ghoul and stuff like that. Yeah, I was not expecting any of that. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool way of how they did that. Alright. We have barely made any of this stuff, but we're slowly putting it all together. This, I think, is going to take about 3 more trips of mud before we're going to be able to finish everything off. Okay. Onward. Let's go ahead and... Is it raining again? Yay, it's raining again. Oh, it's amazing. I kind of knew that was the case, but now we can actually use our mud shower and actually, like, shower and get clean super fast up here without having to go down to the pond. Okay, perfect. Let that refill for a little bit. Gotcha. If you're a fan of Fallout, I do recommend checking out the full show. There's definitely some inaccuracies in terms of lore and stuff, but, like, who cares? It's a TV show, right? And so it's a fun show. It's really cool. I won't give you any spoilers or anything like that, but it is worth checking out for sure. All right, so it is, what time is it? It's nighttime. It's like 7:30. 7:30. Okay. Well, we'll eat one of our steaks here. What do we need? We need water and we need carbs. I can do that. Drink some water. And then there's banana trees down. I think I've mentioned those like 3 or 4 times. But there's banana trees down where I got to get my mud. So we'll go ahead and get some bananas in us before we do it. Sounds good, Dan. Pleasure to meet you. Have a great rest of your day. And I see that you're a YouTuber too. Hit subscribe and I'll definitely make sure I get you back after this. Oh, got another snake down here. Hi, friend. Nick. You should be able to hear that rattle, like, from a while away. Oh, you know what? I forgot campfire ash. I'm not going to just come back with one. I want to get both. Oh, it looks like we got some leeches to take care of. Oh, and our fire went out. Damn it. Oh, well. Not a big deal. It's more of a nuisance problem at this point. Like, I don't need to worry about it. Like, it's not hard to make a fire in this game. But it is definitely a nuisance to have to remake it every once in a while. Alright, let's grab 7 of these charcoals. That is also something that I wish that this game had, is the ability to auto-produce things. So, like, I know that in order to fill... welcome back. Welcome back. Sounds about right. I honestly, like, I'm not trying to knock it. Like, everybody is entitled to their own opinions or stuff. I don't get brain rot. Like, even when it was, like, my generation's brain rot. Like, I mean, we had our own. Like, Charlie the Unicorn and stuff like that. Homestar Runner, all of that. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But I had buddies who would constantly run around and pretend, like, or, like, act out scenes and stuff like that as a kid. And it's just like, why? Like, I don't get brain rot. Again, not trying to knock it, if anybody... if that is your cup of tea. But the older I get, the more I'm just like, not my thing. Not my thing. It's like, so I collect Pokemon cards too. And I have since I was like a 10-year-old. But with that community, there's so many whatnot streamers and people that like like these overhype auctions and things like that. It's just, I don't know, ridiculous. I like my entertainment more relaxed. Like, I feel like my entertainment should not give me adrenaline surges and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I actually I see it every once in a while in some of the ads that I get served on some of the older social media platforms like Facebook and stuff like that. I see it all the time, and it's super confusing to me. Very, very, very confusing. But like, I see the whole like NPC obsession and things like that, where creators are pretending to be NPCs. I mean, if that's something you want to throw your money at, and if somebody's willing to like behave that way to earn money, kudos, I guess, is the nicest way to put it. But yeah, not for me. Not for me. Like, I'm even one of those people who, like, people come in here and they just go, say this and I'll send you a tip, and it's just like, nah, I'm just here to like relax and game. Like, it is what it is. That's one thing with my kids. I'm always concerned at when they're gonna experience that and what they're gonna be into with their own forms of entertainment. Like right now, with how young my kids are, they're basically just like, oh, if dad does something, I want to do it too. And I mean, that's a cool place to be, I guess. I can't complain about that. All right. Now the amazingly long process of constantly putting mud into this place. I'll try to finish some of these out without having to go upstairs. Of course, the next one that I pick is just a roof, so I have to go upstairs. I feel like I don't have any sticks, do I? Yeah, I need to actually get sticks before I can even make a fire. You should be able to like harvest other things to make fire. Like the planks and stuff. Can I harvest a plank? No. But like, you should be able to harvest a plank into small sticks or something like that. Or be able to like replace components of the small sticks with the plank. There needs to be another game like Green Hell that comes out soon. Like hardcore survival. Stranded, have to build everything, do everything. But there's always this level of realism to it. Like, I don't know, I play some survival games and the crafting mechanics kind of make me chuckle. 'Cause it's just like, oh wow, that's going to be a very sturdy hammer. You like slapped it onto a stick and then put one piece of rope around it. And so I've always thought that was kind of tricky, like silly to me. Okay. Making it happen. Slowly making it happen. Do really appreciate how this base design is. It's by far the most simple survival base ever, but to be able to shoot down there is gonna make it. Appreciate that. Yeah, building in mud in this game, or building with mud in this game, takes forever, but it is worth it when you're doing. I don't know if you're familiar with Green Hell, but there's 3 different modes of the game. There's the story mode, which is like a 2 to 4 hour story. It's a relatively short story, and it's gorgeous. It's super fun. Oh, nice. Well, there you go. So you're familiar with it a lot. But this is the Spirits of the Amazonia mode, which is a little bit more complicated in terms of your base building and like how the enemies work. It is so worthwhile. Did I not get carbs? I didn't get carbs. Oops. I just got straight to work and I didn't bother getting any carbs. I should fix that. Here, you know what? Let's fix it this way. It's an easy way to fix it. I don't typically make the mushroom soups. I don't typically do soups. Like if I'm cooking something, I'm typically just gonna make like meat and just cook the meat and then just eat fruit raw. But for this, it makes sense to do it properly. Sounds good, Dan. I'm probably going to be on for only about 20 more minutes, so if I don't see you until next time, you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out.
Come on.
All right, let's get this thing going.
Come on.
I love how quick his primitive fire creation is in this game. Whereas, like, if you've ever tried to make a primitive fire before, it's a nice way to put this. It can take hours. Like, it can literally take hours of doing a friction fire. Will Pokemon evolution go up in value? You talking about like XY evolution? Or are you talking about Mega Evolution, like the brand new stuff? I don't know. Everything's so inflated with the brand new stuff, so I don't really know if I can answer that one accurately. As for the brand new stuff, I don't know. I feel like it needs to normalize. Like I have what's that card? It's the gold Charizard from Phantasmal Flames. That thing fluctuates so much when I'm looking at it in my portfolio. And so I have seen that card alone go from like 320 to 370. I think it's like right at 380 right now. And so it's really weird times to be a Pokemon collector because, yeah, everything's super inflated and I think everybody knows that, but I don't think anybody cares about it. And so I don't know. I feel like the new stuff is going to go there. The app called Rare Candy. No, I use Collector to monitor like my collection and stuff like that. And then for like trades and buys and stuff, I exclusively use TCG. And so I don't really play with any of those apps. Aside from that, all right, that should have fixed the carb problem. Go ahead and eat that, and we'll eat one more banana. Just get a little more energy here. Okay. Cool. We made a fire, and we got our mushroom soup going too. So let's go get some more mud here. Actually, I've been thinking about doing a stream of Legends, like Pokemon Legends ZA, and just kind of streaming it one day. But, I mean, we do base building on this channel, so I don't know how many people would be that interested in watching Pokemon. Then again, I also play the Pokemon TCG on our live stream, so maybe it doesn't matter that much. Alright, let's get into our mud production again. It is also pretty cool, but there is a bunch of these snails over here. Mystery snails. I love it. I love how they're just called mystery snails. I've never done this before, but I had this thought while I was coming down and I saw the snails. I was like, I've never boiled the snails before. I've either eaten them raw, or yeah, actually I think I've only eaten them raw. I'm kind of intrigued. Like I'm super intrigued about this. Alright, so we put some water in and then, yep, can boil a snail. See what happens. I've never made escargot in this game before, so this will be kind of interesting. Let's see. Mystery snail soup. Okay, gives you a little energy, protein, and hydration. I like that. That's something that I want to try to do one of these days is like if I go on an adventure, try to pour some soup into a flask for myself. Like some boar soup or something like that. I feel like that would be so much more productive than just bringing water with you. Because I know there's been a couple times that I've brought tea in a flask with me. Like I've brewed tea for myself. And then I scooped it up into the flask as opposed to just drinking it. And that makes things super easy. Okay. Go ahead and replace that in a minute. Oh, man. I need to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. If we're going to do more Green Hell or if we're going to play a different game. Because, like, don't get me wrong, love this game. Probably one of my favorite survival games ever made. But it definitely know that I can't do it for like a week straight. I need to shake it up a little bit. Did we do this for a week straight? What'd I do Monday? I think I did Green Hell on Monday. Yeah, I think I've been playing since Monday on this one. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Alright, let's go ahead and get all the rest of this mud here done. So I think I've mentioned I got like 3. Sorry if I ever go quiet while playing this game, it's because I think I hear something. I think I have 3 more trips to make with the mud production here. So we're slowly getting it put together. Man, this is kind of crazy, and I'm gonna say this with 10 minutes left, and of course it's gonna happen within the last 10 minutes here. But this is kind of ridiculous to say. I haven't gotten attacked by a jaguar or a puma this entire stream. I have not gotten attacked by anything the entire stream. I have just attacked one tribal that was encroaching on my space, and that was it. And so that's cool. I can't complain about that, right? Oh, I put the sticks in, that's right. I was going to try to run off the edge, but I put all the sticks in, so I can't do that. Is that a rock? Random place for a rock to spawn. Slowly getting put together. Be able to knock out the last 2 bits here. Beautiful. Let's go to the other side. Yeah, be able to do this off of this ramp here. Was really hoping to get the base done today, but it does not look like that's going to happen. Haha, got it. That made me happy. Alright, let's get back down there and keep going with mud. Either 2 or 3 left. I'm trying to, like, eyeball it, but there's no way to know for sure, really. Well, I mean, I could count it. I guess there is a way to know for sure. I could spend the time counting it, but would rather spend the time going and actually getting the materials I need. Alright. Check for pumas. And make mud. I could also just kill that tortoise now that I'm not making water collectors. I don't know. I've already killed 5 of them, so I feel like it's a little unnecessary. And after I kill the 5, like after I finish the base, I'm going to be making a pottery table, and then I'll be able to make my own cooking vessels and stuff. So glad that they finally added the pottery in, because without going on the adventure to go find the flask and the other maps, like, you're stuck with the coconut flasks, and that does not help anybody. Look at that. And look at this. Oh, I didn't mean to eat that. Now I feel dumb. What's funny is that eating charcoal in and of itself is not bad at all. Like, it's not a bad thing. But I had dirty hands when I ate that, and so it gave me parasites. And so now I have a parasite that I have to take care of. Which isn't a problem. I think I just saw some Copahanga a few minutes ago. So now I just got to remember where. So when you get an ailment in this game, you have to take care of it with the plants around. And one of the biggest, most important ones are mushrooms that grow on like logs. So that's what we're looking for, is a mushroom by the name of Copahonga. Keep a log back here too, so, or dump this. This is the mushroom that we need, this right here. So that's called Copahonga, and that fixes parasites. There we go. Took me forever to figure out like what all the plants do in this game, but it is one of the more important parts of the entire game, is just understanding the plants. There's some games that like I still to this day do not understand what all the plants do. And then there's games like Sons of the Forest where like there's a bunch of plants that just, I don't think they do anything aside from their base stats and changes and stuff. So either way, doesn't matter. Okay. Slowly getting through it. This part's going to be the annoying part because we got to run up and down for each brick one by one by one. Can't complain. So once we get the shelter done, I do want to start working on some more production stuff. Sounds good. You have a great rest of your day. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get a couple production things done. The big thing that I really want to work on is traps, because there's a couple ways to make this space really, really, really deadly. And kind of lead them and funnel them around depending on what you need from the enemies. And so I wanted to try to create not necessarily a maze, but a maze-like approach to the base. So that way when you go, because that's going to be their main target, is going after that thing. And so I want to make sure that they can't get to that thing without it being a bit of a challenge. And have them just kind of have to run through an entire just area filled with bow traps. Because that's the trap of choice that I'm going to be doing for these guys, is bow traps. Could use like the killer trap and other stuff, but the bow trap, for some reason, it like one hits them. Even though like it might hit them in like the shoulder or something. Just will one hit them. And I think that alone is a pretty cool feature. Okay. So I got only about 7 minutes left, so let's go ahead and do just one more trip here. Just to make things easy. It's probably for the best because I'm already getting kind of tired. Again, I hear animals, but I'm pretty sure it's just a boar. That's the worst when you're running through this game and out of nowhere a puma or a jaguar starts growling at you, and you have no idea where they are, and the forest is just, or the jungle's too dense in front of you to really see kind of anything. So what I don't understand is that you get about a third of a stack every time you pick up a mud brick. A third of a stack of dirtiness, right? But if you don't pick up a brick and you just mix it, you get no dirtiness. So putting your hands inside of mud inside of this game produces, well, nothing really. Like no dirtiness whatsoever. Love when they just kind of stand there for me. And then like making the bricks does nothing, but moving the bricks definitely does. I don't think that's accurate. Alright, nope. I cleaned up, but I did not replenish. I think I'm only going to have one more of these to go, so definitely want to make sure we get replenished here. Oops, wrong button, I hit Q. Okay. Last 2 pieces of charcoal here. Well, at least in my inventory. I think I still have plenty back at the base. Cool. And what's great is I already took care of my my nightly hunting that I have to do. Which, I mean, I know it's only 10 a.m., but we're getting it done. No point in not, right? Not bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and cook for the night. Beautiful. Looks like we're good to go with this. I don't know why centipedes don't come out of the mud, or at least like some kind of enemy every once in a while doesn't come out of the mud here. Or I guess the other thing is that I wonder why you don't encounter centipedes on the ground. Why they're always just hiding in the sticks you pick up or something. Like, I'm sure there's a logical reason why the developers decided to go that route, but still. Excuse me. I'm tired today. My kids woke me up at like 2 a.m. getting into our bed last night because she had a bad dream. And then another one of them woke me up at like 4 and then went right back to sleep. And then I had to get up at like 5 for a meeting. So I have been up since about 5 a.m. and I am exhausted. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Yeah, not bad. So we got, I think, 6 there and then 3 here. But I think we only have 5 left. Ooh, excuse me. I need to go drink some water. It's what my wife always tells me whenever I start yawning too much. So it's a sign of dehydration and that I need to drink some water. She's right about that too. I have not drank enough water today. Maybe I guess it's only 8, but still. We're 6 too short. Okay. Let's go ahead and finish this, and then we'll stop, collect our food, drink our soup. And we'll finish this last bit next time. Not too shabby. Definitely had some good work today. I used to think you had to be like directly under the spout to make this thing work, but you just have to be underneath it to make the whole shower work. Okay, well, let's drink our soup. Grab our meat. Oh, delicious. Delicious and nutritious. Eat the rest of our bananas to finish getting our carbs up there. Beautiful. All right, everybody. Well, this is where I'm going to call it today. I'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Typically do 2-hour streams. Man, I am sleepy. But either way, guys, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, all that fun stuff. Drop a comment. And yeah, I will be back. Thanks, Kate. Good to have you, and looking forward to having you tomorrow. See you then.